So many of you know this locomotive on my channel if you've been watching. This is my MTH Premier Premier ES44, and I fixed the pilots, weathered it, added extended full-length handrails, and now I've done something entirely new to it, and we're about to check it out right now. So, what's different is this is now run off my phone. This has a Tsunami decoder in it, a Soundtrax. It's actually the BlueNami decoder, short for Bluetooth Tsunami. As you can hear, it sounds really good. And this is not nearly as loud as it can go. I have all the lighting features hooked up. However, I will be switching everything over to LEDs, which is not quite done yet. I'm going to pick up the tripod and move it to the front so that you guys can see. As you saw right away in the video, I have headlight control. Then if I go over here, I have all my functions. So function 3 is the interior light, which I do have some bleed over still from the number board lights. The number board lights are function number 4, and then function number 5 is the ditch lights. And you can set the ditch lights to flash when the horn is honked, constant alternating, pretty much anything you want. It's pretty cool. There's a whole bunch of different, there's train brakes, it's hard to see on the camera right now, but you can apply the brake, and then the train won't go anywhere when you move it until you release the brake. So if you release the brake, then it starts to move, and then if you put the brake back on, it'll come to a stop. It's pretty cool. I have some more tuning to do, and playing around with, but so far it's working really well. I will probably at some point be converting it to dead rail, so putting a battery in the locomotive. I just have to figure out which one, and for right now I do have track power, so I might as well just use it. All in all, it's pretty darn cool, and as you can hear, the horn and bell sound really good. You have all sorts of different options. So if you go in here to your settings, you can go to sound settings, and you can see there's a whole list of horns that you can choose from. I have the K5LH in there right now, which is probably my favorite. But you can do Leslie A125s. I mean, they have probably every single air horn that has ever been produced. They have it. Now this is the GE version of the decoder, because this is a GE Evolution hybrid. So if I go up here to the prime mover, I can change the prime mover sounds. Right now I have it on the Gevo G12, but you can do whichever one you want. Change the bell, air compressor sounds, coupler sounds, all sorts of different sounds, and it's all programmable on here, right on the app. It's pretty cool. I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy running trains with my phone, to be honest, because I do like the remote still. However, it's proven to be not that bad. So I think eventually I'm going to be switching everything over to this BlueNami versus the MTH DCS. I'll go ahead and play the shutdown sequence, and then we can go over some of the other sounds. So if I unmute, then all I have to do is click the RPM minus, and that'll shut the train down. Like that. Now, while it's shut down, you can still use the horn and the bell, and there's a whole bunch of other sounds that you can hit while it's the prime mover is off. However, the engine will not run with the prime mover off. With that being said, this locomotive and this locomotive and my Shay will all be converted to the BlueNami system. Now, I'm still going to keep my DCS remote because I have my MTH Santa Fe, my Rail King Santa Fe set. That was the first real train set that I ever got from my parents. It has Protosound 2, and I am not going to do a single thing to that. That is going to stay just like how I have it, and I'm going to keep replacing the battery in it, and it's been an amazing runner. So I don't want to wreck any of them memories by putting something new in it. So if anybody is looking for Protosound 3.0 boards, this is a brand new Atlas, former MTH, SD40-2. This I will be taking the board out of. It's a Protosound 3 board. It has DCS and, don't mind my phone, that's somebody giving me a text. DCS, DCC, and no battery required with the Protosound 3.0 boards. So if anybody is looking for one, I have two. This has Protosound 3. This also has Protosound 3. So let me know if you're looking for any Protosound 3 boards, and I can probably get one to you. The other board in this one, this is an older MTH model. Still amazing detail on it, but it has Protosound 2. This is the 3-volt board, and it is the more condensed 3-volt board because it has to fit in this little tiny tender. So again, if anybody needs Protosound 2 or 3 boards, just let me know, and I'll be happy to work something out with you. I'll get them to you at a good, reasonable price, especially for this Protosound 2 board. Yeah, just that's really the big update here. Is I'm going to be switching everything over to BlueNami because it really works for what I want to do. That being said, I have a couple of updates on the layout, and I can't remember where I was at, so mind me if I'm going over things again. So I took out the yard and I added in a runaround track. I wanted to make it a lot longer, however it goes from curved track to curved track down at that end. So this is as long as I can make it without wrapping it around a corner, and these are already 072 and I don't want to go any tighter. So that was all I was able to get, but it still allows me to run trains around other cars and have more functionality with the layout. Then this switch, if anybody needs a couple of Atlas O switches, also let me know. This is a left hand 072, and this over here is a right hand 072. And I know I went over this in a previous update. That switch will be replaced with this. This is a Ross custom switch. It's a numbered switch, so it doesn't have the curve in it. You can see if I put it in the same spot, it's much more gradual. Oops. Something right about like that. This is an exact replacement for the 072 switch. You can see it goes from where it starts all the way down to where this one ends. So I'm going to be making this much more gradual, and that will allow no S-curve. So I know I've been over this. The S-curves are a very bad thing to have on a layout, and I want to eliminate this one. So if anybody needs an 072, these are Atlas O switches. An Atlas O 072 right hand or an 072 left hand. Let me know in the comments, and or you can send me an email. I do have my email that I use for this account, epictrains97@gmail.com. We can work something out, because I'm looking to sell these switches. I will be popping this one out and getting another Ross switch. I need a left hand. Unfortunately, the budget is I have to sell them first in order to buy any new ones. So I'm just gonna go ahead and shut this off for now. Anyways, if anybody needs Protosound 3 boards or a Protosound 2 board or a couple of switches, let me know and I'll be happy to get them to you. One more little tidbit of an update. This locomotive is for sale. I know it's all torn apart. I'm in the process of redoing the front and rear on it. I didn't like how low the pilots were to the track. Sometimes it shorted out on them, on the track, on uneven track. And also, I don't know if anybody recognizes this. Would be sitting like this in the locomotive. This is an old MTH Protosound 2 5-volt board. This board went bad, so it's kind of a long story. I ended up selling this locomotive to somebody on eBay. I tested it. I had a video proving that I tested it, and when they received it, the board went bad. As I wasn't surprised with the old 5-volt boards, I'm surprised it lasted over 20 years. So anyways, I ended up giving him a full refund. We got everything sorted out. He sent me the locomotive back. And now it has the Protosound 2 3-volt board out of my ES44 in it. This is all wired up. Everything is functioning. Everything's good to go. I'm just working on details now. This will be fully detailed. It will have all of the detail parts put back on it. These are all brass detail parts by Precision Scale. If anybody wants this locomotive, I will be listing it on eBay once I finish it. If anybody's interested right now, let me know. I'm still going to finish the locomotive, so I won't send it to you like this. But give me an email. Again, my email is epictrains97@gmail.com. And we can work out a price. Again, it'll be a little bit more reasonable because it is a Protosound 2. However, this is the 3-volt board, and it is an almost brand new 3-volt board. There's only a couple hundred miles on it. So that about does it for updates on the layout. Other than that, I'm working on converting all of my engines to LEDs. So I've been wiring up a whole bunch of LEDs and bought a bunch of them. So I've been working on that, and I got a couple other projects. I got to put some scale couplers on some cars. And then, of course, my Atlas SD40. That one I'm keeping. I'm just getting rid of the board. That still needs to be detailed and painted. So I'll be getting going on that. I just finished a couple of Lionel SD45s. If you've been keeping up with the channel, you'll see that, and I'll be posting another video here shortly of those running around the layout. Probably just a short, being that I only had a couple of clips of them. But they're very smooth runners, and they look absolutely amazing with those detail parts. Also, if anybody's needing any work done on locomotives or rolling stock, again, shoot me an email and we can probably work something out. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to wrap this video up. I do kind of want to start working on more trains and doing work for people if they want. I'm working on pricing for different services, and if you are interested in one of these boards and want me to install it, I will gladly do so. You just have to send me your locomotive and I will put the board in it. Otherwise, if not, I will be listing these boards on eBay so keep your eyes out probably in the next coming months. Again, if you see a board on eBay and it looks like my workbench here, it's probably my board. I'm going to try to get a more... I want to make an intro for my channel as well. So hopefully in the coming months I will get an intro made. That way I can show work that I'm doing. I can show the trains running and all that other fun stuff. Layout progress. I'll be honest, making videos isn't my favorite thing to do. I much prefer working on the trains and just working on them and not have to worry about a video. But I do like the hobby, and I want to share my knowledge and maybe make a couple friends too, such as David from Lovin' Them Trains. So he's been awesome. I've learned a lot from him, and he's learned a lot from me, and hopefully at some point I really want to get down to see his layout. Again, if you want to check out his channel, that's Lovin' Them Trains on YouTube. Anyways, that is going to be it for now. This is kind of a lengthy update, but I just wanted to talk about some stuff and show progress and show a messy workbench, because that means work is being done on the trains. Anyways, that's it for now. I will see you guys in the next video.